Hello and welcome to another edition of Press the Action Button podcast. As always, I am your host, Joystick. Why is my mic so quiet, I wonder?
It doesn't really look like it is.
Okay, maybe. Hopefully it's not. Anyway.
That's a respectable looking waveform.
Anyway, with me this week,
on our
once
television
again,
monitor.
Coming back, maybe permanently, we hope, is
And Ronald McFreaking
D-Pad.
Donald.
Tell the people how you are, D-Pad. And introduce
I'm doing
yourself.
pretty good. Yeah, it looks like my wavelength is about the same size as your wavelength.
Yeah. Well, it was just a
I
little
see
bit
your
small
Schwartz
then,
is
so
as big as mine.
It was a little bit small, just a little bit there, so it kind of concerned me like that. See, that's kind of small, but
That is
I don't know. Maybe
That's how small.
hopefully it'll
Look at us, a bunch of nerds bragging about the sizes of our own wavelengths.
Yeah. The bigger your wavelength is, the bigger your e-penis.
Your e-penis.
Your e-penis.
Enos?
Yeah.
Your enis.
You want to say hi to the people because you're always here
Yeah.
with me, Game Face?
Yeah, I was at game night with my parents and my aunt and uncle earlier. They were watching the Steelers versus, what were they playing? The Jets?
The Jets.
But Benny and the Jets. And
I think the
this-
Steelers wound up winning.
we had this sweet Western Pennsylvania fan, yeah. And there was this great big platter of like cocktail weenies wrapped in like puff pastry, and my dad's like, "All right," I stepped in front of my dad to grab one. And my dad's like, "All right, Alex, if you want to get in the way and grab a weenie there." And my Uncle Sam goes, "That's what she said." I was like, "What?"
That's sweet.
That doesn't even make sense. I'm just astonished to hear that, he's like 50. And
Yeah, it would kind of be the other way around.
Yeah.
I forget what it was my dad said. My dad said something about grabbing a weenie, and my uncle was like, "That's what Marianne says," or that's what I said to,
She would never say that.
It sounds like
grab a weenie.
Jeez, it sounds like my boss.
Your boss
my
does.
boss-
That's what she said. Jokes?
My boss who said, "I'm so horny
Is
I'd
your-
hump the crack of dawn." Who says that?
Is your boss like Steve Carell from The Office?
No, my boss is like freaking, like, yeah, I can't even. It's such like an awful sense of humor. I can't even describe it.
I don't know. You know what we did yesterday, though? We went to see True Grit.
My boss is like the grandfather from Little Miss Sunshine, almost. He's not that old, but
Really? He's hateful like that and disgruntled and addicted to heroin?
yes. No, he's
Grandfather?
he's just very crude and very like bitter and cynical, but in a funny way.
All right. I don't think the grandfather on the Little Miss Sunshine was trying to be funny at any point in that movie.
no.
I think that's why it was funny. But
haven't
He's
seen
a funny
it.
man.
Steve Carell was in
that's a
Little Miss
good movie.
Sunshine too.
So I've heard.
That's what we were.
I haven't seen
yeah.
it, though.
Not Steve Carell. He wasn't the grandfather.
No,
Yeah, we went to see True Grit yesterday. That movie was actually pretty good. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
it was the sweet.
Makes me want to go back and watch the original True Grit, though, the one with John Wayne.
That now makes a total of 4 movies in which Jeff Bridges doesn't play the dude.
Yeah,
But
he
But
kinda-
still a
kinda
little
does.
bit. He's
He
still
really-
a
does.
little bit, like in the original.
I didn't see the
Tron.
dude in his character at all in this one, but I've
That's 'cause
heard that
he's
he's
so
very
smart
dudeish
alecky.
in Tron, though.
So you were hiding with the gun. I was hiding with the gun, loaded and cocked. Well, if you don't load it and cock it, the gun doesn't fire.
Gun don't shoot. That's a good movie. I highly recommend getting off your asses and going to see it.
He throws like this little like Native American like teenage and Native American kid on his face in the dirt like 3 times in a row. And they don't say anything about it. He's just like, "Oh, my work here is done."
Wait, what
Beer
was
now?
Yeah, sure.
You want to announce what we're drinking?
We are drinking Heineken.
Heineken.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. We're actually drinking
PBR.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, we are drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. Pop the top.
All right, here we go.
This is the most drawn out top popping ever.
That's the
I had to act
case
mine
you
out
missed
because
the,
I didn't.
the
I haven't
splashing
combined too early.
sensation in the back of your throat, as Game Face put it once. There it is. And this week you will be getting more of the soundtrack. You probably already listened to it, but you will be getting more of the sweet soundtrack from Brutal Legend. We will go through that until we are done, which means we will be next 5 podcasts will have Brutal Legend.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. Because you know why? Because it's damn good music. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 or 3 tracks from it that I'm going to skip. I'll skip Cabbage Boy because it's intentionally horrible.
Oh, I'd throw it in there, right?
Yeah, put it in there. It's not like people are paying attention
Right at
to
this
the
point
music
while
anymore.
I'm talking, just have it fade into Cabbage Boy, just for maybe 15 seconds.
The whole podcast pauses mid-sentence like I did that one time.
Oh, with the intermission.
Yeah, I put an intermission. Got some elevator music and used that for an intermission in the middle of one of our podcasts, and it was the only thing playing. There was no sound, there was no talking, just the intermission music, and then it continued.
Yeah,
Right, kind of like that Justin Bieber gets squished 52 times.
Yeah, he did get switched 52 times. Did you see the thing I posted on your Facebook?
Post it on your
Oh,
face.
with Brental Floss singing with the Megas.
Yes, Brental
Yeah,
Floss and the
I
Megas.
watched
That was
it.
fucking awesome,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
The Megas. I actually checked to see if they're going on tour. They're not. Neither is MC Chris. And that's a
I didn't
shame.
even know
dumped
you knew who
beer
the
all
Megas
over
were.
the floor.
I didn't until I
Now
saw
you
that
do?
video. Yeah.
I just dumped.
That was a sweet video, though. Wasn't
Oh
it?
my gosh, yeah.
I just dumped beer
They
all
were
over the
doing
floor,
a
trying to pull
A
it. Trying to,
duet there finally
Yeah.
for a minute.
It was I Want to Be the One and Gotta Run.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Man 2. It's fucking sweet.
yeah.
Look it
It's
up
beautiful.
on Brental Floss's channel. Just look up Brental Floss
The
and then
Floss
Megas, and
It's not
you'll
beer.
find it.
It's
It's
a
pretty
bigger
sweet. Although I like your mustache.
So, first in line news is our 2-year-old roommate. Well, actually, our 35-year-old roommate's 2-year-old son poured
Oh,
a
don't.
perfect beer into a glass today without us watching. It was
I thought you were gonna get into
was scary,
what
but-
just happened.
Oh,
It's,
yeah,
it's
we
very,
don't really
it's
need
very
to get
stupid.
into that.
And I don't like drama on the show, and yeah.
I thought honestly, that's what I thought you were gonna get into there. And I was
But basically,
they don't
folks,
need to know that.
Basically, folks, my roommate told me that he was getting a ride home from work, so I went and ran out to the pub with my old coworker / friend from high school, the Billy Wrigley, a.k.a. what's his name on this show?
Wiggles?
Not so silent protagonist.
The silent protagonist. And I ran out there, and we were there for about half an hour, and then I came home, ran to my roommate's baby mama's house, and picked up the kid and brought him back here, expecting
Paul to be here.
Paul to be here, and he wasn't, because apparently when he gets a ride from his dishwasher, he has to wait like an extra 2 hours for his dishwasher to get off work. I forgot that, so I was sitting
Don't
around.
blame yourself for this. It ain't your fault. Paul should have
Well,
been here.
yeah, that's true. But I was watching the kid for 2 hours, and in the meantime, he managed to find a half-opened beer and pour it perfectly into a glass. I'm proud of that kid.
That was funny. And then
It
it,
was
spilled
kinda
all
funny.
over the side, though.
Yeah.
It did do that.
And then Dean died.
And then
we
Jake
can brag
died.
about his beer pouring abilities. That's not going to come into play until he's in college, But one thing that I was surprised
Probably
is that
high
he can
school.
put in
Knowing
a
Paul.
DVD, open the tray, close it, and start a movie up. And he can unplug the RCA cables out of the back of a TV and plug them back in the right order.
He just
That's
turned 2.
incredible.
This kid just turned 2, and he knows
He's
video
gonna
technology.
be. Oh man, you better bring him up to be a gamer, man. Or at
Well,
least
hey, remember? Well, he
Paul's
can say
trying.
he can go
Paul's
game,
trying.
game. He was
He
actually in
loves-
Master
loves
System
the
the other
game.
day. He couldn't really get his mind around the weird looking D-pad because he's used to a joystick.
Hey.
But what?
I find that offensive.
Yeah, D-pad. You're weird looking.
We love
I'm
you
four
anyway.
directions. I'm not complicated.
Hey,
Look at
the
joystick
Master
over
System
here.
we've
He
had
doesn't
has
know
eight
which way
directions,
he's
though.
going. He
True.
doesn't. Is he kind of up or is he kind of left or is he up left? You don't know with
Dude,
joystick.
Master System
With me, you know
D-pad is like
exactly
that.
which direction
It's just
you're
like
going.
a great
Left,
big.
right, up, down. You don't need anything else.
Exactly.
Left, right, up, down.
Exactly. Hey, why are you defending my position? You should be standing
The,
up for
the
yourself.
Master System, the D-pad on a Master System
'Cause you're the
controller
man.
is just like
Okay.
stamping your thumb on a Reese's
It's
peanut butter
because
cup.
you're Garth to my Wayne. That is that. There you go.
I'm
It's
gonna
like yin
put
to
my
yang.
butt on the
People
wall.
are starting to say, "Hey, there goes Garth and his friend Wayne." You know, it's weird.
He's talking about Wayne's World 2.
Yeah. Wow, you
You
caught
quit
on to
telling
that.
them that Jim Morrison told you to do this in a weird naked Indian.
So, what did I have the idea? We should do a skit with, What's that from?
Oh yo 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 yo
Like
yo
a
yo
91 different kung fu movies.
Oh, yeah. I had the idea we should do a skit with, like, Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne just doing something completely mundane. Like,
This
just
was
like
inspired
ordering
by
at
a-
a diner or something.
This was inspired by a video on the internet
Like
called
trying to put $1 into a vending machine, but it doesn't seem to want to take it.
This was
Yeah, something like that.
This was inspired by how a thing on the internet called How Iron Man Should Have Ended. It had Iron Man sitting there talking to Batman and Superman, and he's like, "Then I held a press con. What'd you do then? Then I held a press conference and told the world that I'm Iron Man. What? You can't do that. You can't just reveal your secret identity. Why not? Because I did, and I'm awesome. So in your face." And I could totally picture Tony Stark saying
is the
that.
shit. Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
I
Tony
think Tony
Stark.
Stark is the only non-superhero that could get to hang out with the superheroes.
Yeah.
Well, Batman isn't really a superhero, though. There's nothing
Exactly.
super about him. But
Yeah,
he's-
exactly.
Batman's fucking awesome, though.
No, he's
I don't
awesome, but
think
he's not
you
a
have to have
superhero.
superpowers to be a superhero.
What?
You can't be just anyone.
Can be a hero if you want, but
You
a
have to
hero
be
is
Hit
like,
Girl.
you know,
Hit
You
girl.
have to be Hit Girl.
Hit Girl can hang out with the superheroes.
Hit
She
Girl's
was fucking rad.
badass. Big
Yeah.
Daddy was pretty cool, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It was
but-
It
He-
is
he
Nick
dies in a
Cage in a
fire.
role that he
Nicolas
didn't
Cage
overact
as
for once.
Fu Manchu.
Yes, he needs to play Fu Manchu. Should we get to the first topic?
No, because I still was telling my story. So, Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark just doing something mundane, like ordering at a diner. It's like, vegetable, yeah. Do you have Harvard beets here? I'm sorry, we don't have Harvard beets right now. We just have the pickled beets. I'm Iron Man. I'll see what I can do. Bruce Wayne's just like, look, you got it. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's like, why not? Because I'm Iron Man.
I'm-
and I'm awesome.
I'm Iron Man.
So in your face.
You go, what are you?
I could totally picture him saying that to Batman. I'm awesome. So in your face.
Mm-hmm. We could do a whole series of these. We'd have to have the Tomothy be Tony Stark, though.
Do you think it was because of Ozzy Osbourne that inspired Tony Stark to come out to everybody? I mean, tell them all that he's Iron Man. You know, with the famous words.
I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ozzy said that at the beginning of the song Iron Man.
Yeah.
Iron Man as a superhero was around before the song, right?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
the song Iron Man by Ozzy Osbourne doesn't seem to actually, or Black Sabbath, sorry, doesn't actually seem to be
About Iron Man.
about Iron Man. Yeah.
Nothing to do with Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
It's
When
not
he
even
traveled
really
time-
a coherent story.
Time and space for the future of man race.
mankind.
He was turned to steel in the
Right,
great magnetic
that's-
field.
The lyrics there seem like they would be something that inspires a comic, not the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that Scott Pilgrim was based on a song by a band called Plumtree called Scott Pilgrim?
Huh.
There's one lyric. There was one line in the song that inspired the whole comic series.
What?
I've liked you for like 1,000 years.
That was a good movie, Scott Pilgrim.
What?
I love Scott Pilgrim.
I'd love to read the graphic novel sometime.
Should we get to the
Until
first
then,
topic?
I'm stuck with Warrior.
First topic.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan.
Okay. First topic.
No. Okay, fine.
Your mom.
Shuffle.
Shuffle. Cool.
Anyway, Duke Nukem Forever. Finally, he got a new trailer this week that kind of made fun of the fact that it's taken 13 years to get this game done. And at the end of the trailer was a fucking release date. That's right, Duke Nukem Forever has a release date. That's hard to believe, isn't it? Because this game was announced in 1997. Anyway, May 3rd in North America, May 6th worldwide. It will be coming to the PC, the PlayStation 3, and the Xbox 360 from... Oh, fuck. Now my mind's gone blank. The people who developed
the beer.
Borderlands.
Your mom?
You've seen Borderlands, right?
Yeah, who did that?
Oh. Gearbox Software, that's it. They're doing that, and I trust Gearbox. Gearbox has made a bunch of very, very good games. You know where they're based? The Dallas-Fort Worth area, Texas. Woo! Not that I'm proud.
Not that I'm proud or anything.
Anyway, yeah, 13 years in development, dude. 13! That's ridiculous. How the hell did this game take 13 years to make?
Just StarCraft 2, I don't know, because they knew there would be riots if they did it wrong.
The original Duke Nukem on PC and whatnot was fucking awesome.
This game had better reach out of the screen and give you Botox.
And jobs.
And
Girls in the game.
And Blowtox.
There are girls in the game, of course. It's fucking Duke Nukem. There are strippers.
Right.
They better reach out and give you a hand job
Mhm.
for making it take so long. Then it'll get Game of the Year. What do you think?
I don't know. That's kind of the point where it ceases to be a game and starts to be like a...
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Maybe it may. Except this girlfriend, you can just turn her off and she will quit bitching at you. You just shut up, woman. Power down.
Shut down, woman.
Maybe it'll be
Dangerous
Skynet.
parts.
My Dilbert book is up there.
Oh yeah. I was gonna put that up there and try and get my printer scanner on top of it, and it looked retarded, so I ixnayed that plan. I put
Where
the printer
is-
scanner under the desk instead.
Oh, it's down there. Okay, I was about to ask you where it was. Anyway, I am actually looking forward to this game, and that sounds kind of weird after 13 years of knowing that it's coming and it being an industry joke that it'll never come out. But I'm kind of excited about this because I saw the trailer and I thought it looked pretty sweet. The graphics were nice. It had the same Duke Nukem attitude and John St. John's voice saying stuff like, "I've got balls of steel," and stuff like that.
You got goop in your hair.
I'm an equal opportunity killer.
Where?
In the very back. I think you got it.
Whatever.
I didn't see anything.
I think you got it.
It smells like varnish.
Dude, yeah.
It smells like varnish.
Yeah,
doesn't
it does.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I have varnish in my hair?
Dude, you don't need that shit to make your hair silky smooth. It's not gonna.
I have no idea why my hair smells like varnish.
What are you going? Are you going for a comb over or something?
Oh, do I look like I need a comb over? I got more hair than you do, and you got a lot of hair.
Yeah, I do. I clogged the shower before I moved out of my old place.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was real happy.
I used to do that
What
at
was that? Your
Kutztown.
final present to Birdman?
It wasn't an intentional present, but it
Yeah,
was
I
a
used to do
present.
that in college when I had long hair. Hey, remember that picture of our dad when he was in college and he looks like you with shoulder length hair and he's facing forward but he's looking off to the side looking like pre-emo.
Yeah, that was pretty
Primo.
crazy.
Pre-emo.
Primo.
You should have long hair. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
You look badass with long hair.
Did you see my picture? My Jesus pictures?
Yeah.
I saw
Oh, that was
I saw the
funny.
one where you look like David Koresh.
Who's David Koresh?
He was the leader of the Branch Davidians that died in the the standoff with the 21-day standoff with the ATF in Waco, Texas.
Oh,
in
okay.
the early 90s.
That's why it was Greek to me.
Yeah, so you don't know who the Branch Davidians are or any of that?
No idea. Was that like the Alamo or something?
It was a cult. It was a cult. They had,
The Alamo.
It was a cult, and they all lived up at a place called Mount Carmel. And they were supposed to be getting hairpin triggers, which is an illegal weapon modification that makes standard weapons fire automatically. And the ATF got called in on this when they heard about it, and they had a gunfire one day, and then like a 20-day, 30-day standoff that ended that they were trying to negotiate when they don't know who shot first.
Han Solo.
Yes, Han Solo shot at the Branch Davidians. And then Yoda came in and set the place on fire. No.
Right.
Actually, that did happen, though. Somehow the place got set on fire on accident, and with the wood it was made of, it burned in about 10 minutes, and everybody died.
Wow. It's that dry climate.
So what's the moral of this story?
Look up Waco Rules of Engagement. It's a very good document. Look that up on YouTube. Waco Rules of Engagement. It'll tell you all about it. Not everything in it is completely accurate, but it's a very, very good and informative documentary about Waco. And it actually won some kind of Emmy award for documentaries.
I'll check it out. I mean,
If you want to know more about it, that's your best bet.
I don't know. I'll just wait for the movie to come out.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there is going to be a movie, but
Yeah.
Happy day.
the guy honestly thought he was the reincarnation of Jesus or something.
See,
I'll wait for it on
yeah.
books on tape. Everything should be on books on tape.
Isn't it books on CD now?
Yeah, but that's not cool.
Neither is tape.
Tape is awesome.
They should have books on vinyl.
Sweet. They should have books. The coolest thing that's released a book on would be like reel-to-reel tape.
Would you buy book on vinyl?
A book on vinyl?
Yes, a book on
If
vinyl.
they had a movie on vinyl, even if the vinyl was like fucking the size of as tall as you.
Ooh,
and it was
they
only
did that
like a
vinyl
10-minute
video. There's a
What?
commercial. They have like an infomercial that's like all in black and white, and it's like all 50s style. And they're like, please call for more information on vinyl video. Please call the number on your screen or visit www.vinylvideo.com. But it's like all like 50s looking.
Oh, what
It's movies on a vinyl record.
was the thing that was like vinyl was as big as vinyl, but it kind of looked like a giant CD?
You mean laserdisc?
Yeah, Laserdisc. That would be the best bet for
Laserdisc.
that. Laserdisc.
No, it has to be vinyl. I want to crank it with my hand.
I don't crank my vinyl with my hand. What are you talking about? I
want it to
Use
be
a
like one of
sock
those
puppet.
old.
I fucking just put my thing down on there and I plug it in and it fucking works.
No, I literally want mine to be like steampunkish, like fucking. It's like 1920 technology.
I would
Plays
tell
a
video
video
to start
somehow.
getting.
Dude, this thing, all it is you take like a normal record player, but you could like a 50, like a old, and you just have like a wire and use like an adapter that connects it to the TV, and it's black and white. It's like a 30-minute.
Why is it
Yeah.
why is it spazzing out there? Look at that.
Doesn't like you.
That was your talking. Maybe it doesn't like you. Okay, you want to talk about Activision
Hang
and
on. Is it even recording me? Hello? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
No, it's recording.
Barely.
is it record? They're recording you.
No, that's you.
No, that is where you said barely.
Barely.
See, there it goes.
Hang on.
Barely.
See, there it's recording you.
Wait, it didn't.
Okay, everybody. Just shut up.
You might have another microphone going.
Say
bad.
barely.
But you know what? The microphone costs like $3.
For the nozzle.
Either way, it's cheap. Can we move to the second topic, please?
Yes.
Activision is closing down Bizarre Creations, who made Project Gotham Racing, Geometry Wars, and Blur. They are also considering shutting down the Call of Duty Black Ops servers for the PlayStation 3. Are they fucking retarded?
Yeah, or like there are gonna be riots in the streets and stuff. Like,
Call of Duty has like ravenous fanboys, like fucking Halo.
yeah, Tim and Sean are two of them. It's
And
gonna
it's
be
a good
ridiculous. And I think the
series.
Halo craze kind of died out. It got taken over by things like Call of Duty, and Modern Warfare is a big one, especially.
Halo is not selling as well as Call of Duty right now, but Halo, the latest Halo game actually did sell very, very well. Several, like 3 million copies on day
you mean
one or
Halo
something.
Reach?
Yeah, Halo Reach.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It
don't
sounds
know.
like a toothbrush.
Everyone was talking about it for like a month, and then kind of went away. There's that commercial. There was that cartoon. It's like Halo Reach, and the two people were like, "Ah!"
And then I was like, "Dang,
Halo Reach,
dog."
awesome," or something. By the same person who did the
Metal Gear Awesome.
Gear Awesome.
Never really was amused by that.
I loved Metal Gear Awesome.
Of course, I never really played Metal Gear, honestly.
I love Metal Gear. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, fucking, this is so. Closing down Bizarre Creations kind of sucks, even though they largely did racing games, and I'm not into racing games. They were very, very good at it, and most of what they did
Blur.
sold pretty well.
Blur was fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I haven't played Blur, but I heard it was great. So why sell
It's
down
kind of
some?
like XG2. I mean, Game Face. Remember XG2?
What's XG2?
For N64, you're on like these high speed.
Extreme G2. Yes,
Yeah,
I do remember
Extreme
Extreme G.
Yeah,
Extreme G2.
you're on these supersonic like.
The
It's like
tagline was
F-Zero
like
X, except
G-Force
they're like
meets
motorcycles.
G-string.
They're motorcycles and there's weapons in them. You can pick up power ups and like
Like
blast
Rad
other people
Racer.
out of the sky.
Wasn't the,
Rad Racer.
wasn't the tagline for that G-Force meets G-string?
I don't remember seeing commercials for it. I remember playing it and thinking. I remember we if you go fast, if you reach a certain speed, you break the sound barrier, and like all the sound
Wally warp.
like
And the music and
shuts
all the
off.
sound effects just kind of get muted.
Yeah, it sounds like you're
Awesome.
underwater. Like you just hear, and like all the screen gets blurry, and there's just nothing but you and speed. And
Yeah.
we could keep that up. For
Blur
like,
does that
for
when
like
you get
3
up
or
to a
4
certain.
seconds.
Blur does that when you get up to a certain speed, right?
I don't know. I've never gone that fast in Blur. You're in vehicles. You're in like cars with V8 engines. How do you?
Blur did have a great commercial though, when they were making fun of kart racers and like
They're
the
making
kart
fun of
racers like
Mario Racing. Mario
Kart,
Yeah.
and then the little kart racer guy walks over there.
Racing's
he's, like,
not
watching.
about winning. It's about making friends.
And then he punched him in
Shut
the
the fuck up!
Shut up, Pinky.
Yeah,
It was great.
That's what he says.
But what is really going to piss off the gamers is if they close down the servers for Black Ops. I understand that there's supposed to be a number of problems with Black Ops with on the PlayStation 3 with matchmaking and several other things. Things that they should be able to fix with a patch. And they said they can't do it, which I'm calling bullshit on, by the way. I'm saying, you know what? Fucking, if they can fix New Vegas, you can fix this.
They just want to take a week break and just be like,
Yep.
That's basically what it amounts to. Is I don't think I think Activision just doesn't
Yep.
want to do it. So
Yep.
they're like, you know what? Fuck it. And then they said something about quite possibly closing down the servers. Why the fuck would they close down the servers? I mean, how well did that sell for them for the PlayStation 3? Several million copies. I mean, in the months, every single month that the Xbox 360 version of that game took the number 1 slot, the PlayStation version of it that took the number 2 slot in overall sales. So it's selling like a million copies a month or whatever on each system. And if you're going to shut down the servers, you're going to lose half of that.
I guess they're wealthy enough that they can take that kind of fall. You know, I mean, well, I think
Activision
the
would
fans
be,
are
but-
going to be pissed, but I mean, they'll
But
just
the
have to
fans
deal
are
with
going
it because
to
they're not.
revolt against them. I mean, the
Yeah, these are
hardcore
these
that
are fans
really-
who know how to handle themselves tactically in a gunfight because they're addicts of.
You know, I've heard a
gunfight
whole bunch of people
games.
saying fucking that they're gonna start boycotting. I'm never gonna buy an Activision game, which I don't think they could because Blizzard is part of Activision, and I like my Blizzard video games. I need my StarCraft 2. Right?
I haven't really played StarCraft 2 yet. Like, I've seen it being played. I haven't really.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, but shutting down the Black Ops servers is such a bad idea. I can't even believe that they're considering it with how much of a moneymaker that game is for them. It's fucking retarded.
Well, yeah, they already went and made the money. You know, like you don't pay monthly for it, do you?
No. There was rumors that they were considering it, which I wouldn't put it past Activision because it seems like a whole lot of the time lately they are doing everything within their power to piss off Activision. I mean, how many weeks in a row did we discuss something about Infinity Ward when we first started doing this podcast?
I don't know. Like, one.
It was we started off at week 1, and it lasted 3 or 4
25.
podcasts after that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because just one story after another about how they were fucking Infinity Ward, and then we'd have further developments on it that we would discuss every week until I was like, you know what? We're fucking done. We're not discussing that anymore. We've discussed it to death. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Activision is doing everything within their power to make gamers hate them.
Yep, they're good at it.
Yeah, maybe they're like Death Clock. The more they hate their fans, the more their fans love them.
Good analogy.
Fucking one of the fans reached up and touched Murderface, and Murderface like killed him
Broke
for
his
it.
nose.
Headbutted him.
Yeah.
That was when Murderface was playing a bass riff with his dick. That was incredible.
Played
It was
bass
the prince
solo.
of. It was the prince of Norway or something.
Right,
He
it was
like,
a
trying
prince
to
of
climb up
Norway.
on stage, and he's like, "Whoa, no!" Bam.
Then they had to like make a formal apology to Norway.
In which they summoned an ancient troll.
Called Mooster
Were those
Crackish.
episodes
Hmm?
related? I don't think they were.
That was the same episode. It starts off with.
No.
There was another time where Murderface just played the bass guitar with his junk, but then there was another time
No,
where
that
he
was-
did it. Yes.
That was Murderface's birthday, that episode where he played the guitar with his junk. The one where
He
they
did it
awaken
once,
the sea
but-
troll, like they awaken the troll and then that's it. Like,
Yeah, but that started off with
Mr.
him
Crackish.
headbutting someone in the head because he was doing that thing and some guy got too close to his junk, so he headbutted him.
right.
And it turned out to be the Prince of Norway.
I didn't. Does Norway even have a prince? I wonder.
Does Norway have a Norway?
Yes, Norway has a Norway.
Freaking Norway.
Yeah, freaking Norway.
Norwegian,
Oh,
no
yeah, you
wood.
took me to this sausage fest. That was good. It was in Vienna. No, Toki, that was a sausage fest. Anyway, I'm saying this place is a sausage fest because there are no women's here to touch the sausage. Yes, Toki, the
Yes,
sausage.
Toki, the sausage.
Oh man, I love that show. I just remember they had to issue a formal apology to Norway or whatever, and then they accidentally summoned a troll called Mooster Crackish that
Mhm.
destroyed
The Dead
it.
Sea Troll.
Godzilla versus Mooster
There's only
Crackish.
2 things you can do during a power outage: drink.
One thing
Okay,
to
one
do.
thing. One thing. To
Good
do.
show. Nice marmot.
Yeah, see, there should be Godzilla versus Mooster Crackish. I would go see that. Would you go see that, D-Pad?
I'd see Godzilla versus the Death Phone
Yeah.
because it
hurts
cannot
my
seem to
face
handle
and I
a
hates
Death
it. Okay. Final Fantasy 13-2 has been confirmed at a press conference held by Square Enix. It will be released sometime in 2011 in Japan. No United States release date yet. It will
Good.
star Lightning and Square said they will take fan complaints into consideration. Considering fan complaints involved just about every single aspect of the game, it might
but Final
wind up
Fantasy fans. I said this at a bar. I'm not going to say it here.
Go say it.
I said
Say
because
it.
Final Fantasy fans suck. So you're going to let them in charge of the fate of the franchise?
Well,
That's
Final
not
Fantasy-
true. I'm a Final Fantasy fan,
If
sort
Final
of.
Fantasy fans want to put exploration back into it and put back player involvement in the fucking battle system so it's actually engaging again, I'm all for it.
I think a lot of Final
Or-
Fantasy fans like getting raped artistically repeatedly because they don't really care what goes
Kenju.
into it anymore.
Kenju.
They don't really care what goes into it anymore, as long as it has the logo and chocobos.
Chocobos and black mages are like the only consistency that there's ever been. in
And
all-
Sid.
And Sid. There's always been a
There
Sid.
was not
and an
chocobos
airship.
or black mages in Final Fantasy 1.
There were black
There were black mages.
but no chocobos.
Oh yeah, there were no chocobos, that's it. And there was no Sid.
I thought
Yeah, there was.
Not in 1, there was Sid in 2. 2 was the first one. with the
Ian
Sid.
played through 1 all the way, just so you know.
So did I.
Sid's the one who builds the airship for you.
Yeah.
You find the airship in 1. You get an airship from from Sid in 2.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there is no Sid in one.
See, I know
Bahamut.
I'm right.
Bahamut makes
Bahamut
it.
is in 1.
Yeah.
He's like the king of the dragons or something, but he's not a summon.
Dagrons.
There's no summons in 1. 1 was a damn good game, though. I
One
still
was
really liked 1.
fantastic.
A lot of Final Fantasy fans underrate it, though. I mean, a lot of modern
No, it's
fans...
hard. Oh, it's slow. It's time consuming, dude. You gotta look
Dude,
at
it's
like
the 80s.
yeah. You gotta think of like what that game did for the future of games. You
Most
know?
people
like,
complain that it doesn't have much of a story. I'm like, it had a shitload
It takes
more...
a while to get to the story, that's the thing.
It had a shitload more story than, like,
Who's inspired
anything
by
else on the
Yeah,
NES.
exactly.
What was it
If you
inspired
use
by?
a little
Dragon
bit of
Quest.
imagination,
Dragon Quest.
that game goes a really long way.
And,
And-
the Ultima series in the United States. Which-
I was a Final Fantasy fanboy until 10. I mean, including 10.
So you mean like 7 and 9?
I
s-
thought 10 was a mixed bag.
Because we didn't even
Yeah,
find
you
6
really have to
until
play
after we
through it
played
and then
through
look
7.
back at it, you know,
I
like
love
you really have
1. I like 2. I haven't played 3 enough to know if I like it or not
You mean
because
the Japanese
my
3?
DS, yes, the real 3.
Mm.
Then 4, which is 2 in America, which was
Mhm.
2 in America back in the
Mhm.
NES. I fucking love
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah, with Cecil.
Yeah,
The-
Cecil,
the
and
Paladin.
Cecil Harvey and
Hey, Ian, do you have a lighter?
Kane Highwind.
What?
Just wondering.
Cecil Harvey and Kane Highwind. Yes, that was such a fucking good game.
I
And
liked
then
it.
5 I really liked, and 6 is my all-time
Six is-
favorite.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. from
6
people.
is
6
amazing,
fantastic.
dude. Fucking Kefka is the greatest villain of all time.
Son of a submariner.
He did say that. That was great. Then 7, not a huge fan of 7. I don't hate it.
But
I
it
don't
was-
love it either.
But it was good.
It was decent.
I mean,
but
I'm just very nostalgic about it. It might not be the best Final Fantasy out there, but it was my introduction to the series, and we got that on our dad's old PC, and we played the crap out of that game.
Yeah, we did.
Back when
Hey.
we had time to do stuff.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Back when I could
I beat
hammer
I
out my
beat
homework
Emerald
in 2
Weapon
hours and just sit
before
around.
I ever beat
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
Then Final Fantasy 8. Fuck Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's
it's
what
a
I
hell.
hear.
I
hear
hated
there's
that
not
game.
any fantasy in it. I hear it's all technical. It's all like
It's like
realism.
modern and science fiction-y too.
I think there's a little bit of there's magic. I
Well,
mean,
there,
that's about it.
granted, there's a
There's
whole lot
magic,
of
but the whole
modern and
magic
science fiction in
system
7
sucks.
too. I mean, 7's plot revolves around an alien.
what?
Genova.
It's
Is
not
an alien.
Yeah, but Final
No, she's an
Fantasy
ancient. She's not an
7
ancient.
is like
No, she's not an ancient. She's an alien.
Final Fantasy
Well, then
7
where did
is
the
like
ancients come from? Were they
magic
part of the
and it's
aliens?
sci-fi and
No.
it's sort of steampunk and it's
8 was kind of steampunk. 7 was kind of steampunk.
7 was really
9,
steampunk.
I love. I love 9. 9's a
I haven't
masterpiece.
played very much of 9. I played a little bit of it, and I liked it, but...
I love Spoonie's reason that he refuses to play 9. You remember?
I forget.
When he was bitching about how Zidane had a tail.
Oh, yeah.
So he refused to play it because it reminded him of furries.
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, that was great.
Well, he had like 3 reasons, but that was like the second one. This is funny,
But I really liked 9, and then 10 I thought was a mixed bag. 10 too can rot in hell. I didn't play 11 because it's the online one, and I don't really care about MMOs.
I played up until... I played maybe about 5 hours into 10, and then I said, you know, I really don't care what happens next. So I stopped playing.
Then 12.
Yeah, you gotta roll with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta play through it and then look back on it and just... I don't know. Just the way they ended it, the whole way the game plays.
I was happy because Titus disappeared.
But he doesn't
D-pad,
disappear. It's the
you've gotta
world that
see.
disappears.
You've got to see
Spoonie's.
Spoonie's...
Spoonie did a
cover of
4-part
that.
review that's about an hour long where he tore apart Final Fantasy X. It's great.
Okay,
Titus
you know
is a
at
little
the end
bitch.
where... You played through it again?
Yeah.
D-pad?
Yeah.
Do you remember at the end when they tried to like summon Sin by playing music? Or something?
When
To
they
attract sin?
Or to...
when they were trying to draw Sin out by having the entire world join together and singing Sin's favorite song. Or Jet's favorite song, which is like the dumbest plan of all time, but it actually worked.
Right,
Well,
right.
when Spoonie was covering that, he goes, yeah, that's right. They're going to lure Sin out by playing his favorite song. And he plays like the cutscene, and over top of it you hear, if you like pina coladas,
And he's like, I always
Getting
kind of
lost
pictured
in
Jet
the
as a
rain.
Jimmy Buffett fan.
cheeseburger in paradise. It's funny.
Anyway,
It's
12 is probably my favorite since the 2D days. 12 is probably my favorite Final
It's a
Fantasy
bold statement.
since 6. I loved 12. I loved everything about 12. 13, I'm hating with a passion. 13,
The
I'll
other
probably
online
play
one?
through, and
No.
then I'll play through it again just to capture footage of it, and then I will post a hour-plus long rant online about why I hate this game.
And then issue a fatwa on it.
I will spoon that game. I will spoonie that game.
You're going to spoon Snow?
Fuck Snow. He's a fucking retard. The guy's dumb as hell.
Titus is pretty dumb. I mean,
Titus sucks.
When Final Fantasy 13 first came out and I first played it, I put up on Twitter, I said, Final Fantasy 13 is... Well, at least Titus isn't in it. I would
But there is
actually...
hope, and hope
I
does
w-
whine.
I would actually probably prefer 13 over 10. I didn't hate 10, I just wasn't crazy about it. 13, I didn't hate either. I actually found it kind of interesting. Worth picking up, at least. But not spectacular. Not great.
I'll tell you what, playing through right now, I'm liking that a lot more than I like Final Fantasy 7. If only because I think it actually has a worthwhile protagonist of Cloud.
no, he wasn't a character at all. I guess he was just there
I
for
would
you.
say-
Zach has a
Project your
personality, though. Zach has like a personality, and he's not like a typical emo, whiny little
Cloud
There's
Strife,
edgy.
Cloud Strife, at the very least, has a rudimentary character arc in which he's very indifferent. He's only in it for the money, and then he kind of slowly starts to care. That's about it. But even that's in his defense. In Final Fantasy's defense, that's still more personality than Chrono ever had.
Or Link.
Have you played?
And somehow
D-pad,
I
have you
cared more about Chrono than I did about Cloud.
I didn't give a crap about Chrono because he never said anything. You don't. It's like Chrono's missing. There's that token part in like the old RPGs where the main character goes missing.
Right, you gotta play
That happened to
someone else.
Chrono, and I was like, I don't care. Just let me continue the game.
That happens in 7 also.
Yeah.
You gotta play this.
And I cared more about Cloud than I did about Chrono. I loved Chrono Trigger. D-pad, how much of that game have you played?
I've only played up until the part where you go into the future. And
Freaking
everyone's
beat it!
starving. Yeah.
I beat it.
It's a
Yeah,
great.
Dude, I
it
beat
really is a
an
fantastic game.
I beat an RPG that was not Quest 64.
That speaks volumes for how good it is.
Alright.
Yeah, because I have very little attention spans with RPGs anymore.
You know, I gotta wonder, was anybody clamoring for a sequel to Final Fantasy 13? Really?
No, they're just so freaking obsessed with their own work.
Or does Square want to be like, okay, we fucked up.
We like
Let's
this one.
unfuck it by making another game.
Like the Hulk.
The Hulk?
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk movie came out, and like a week later they announced they were making another one but it wasn't a sequel, it was a remake of the one that they just released.
I don't remember that. I do not remember that at all.
You're a towel. Was that the Hulk?
What the fuck is this thing? It's so fucking weird.
It's your mom?
We are 45 minutes in. We need to move on to the next topic.
Oh crap. It's almost midnight.
The 3DS will launch on March 27th in the United States at the price point of $250. This price point, the entire world claimed that it was too expensive in 2004 when the PlayStation Portable launched at $250. Is it still too expensive in 2011 at the launch with the 3DS?
I don't know. I still think it's kind of gimmicky.
I think it's fairly gimmicky too, and from what I've been hearing from people who've been playing the thing in Japan, they've been getting headaches from extended play.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you get headaches
Like 30
from doing
minutes
anything.
extended playing.
Virtual Boy.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
They did do that stuff with the Virtual Boy. People played for 30 minutes, they got headaches.
Mm-hmm.
The
And that
Virtual
wasn't-
Boy.
They're using technology that's just not completely there yet. And they're Nintendo, so they can get away with it.
Because they did the Wii, and it prints money.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Would you pay $250 for it?
I'd rather pay that much money for a Fondue set.
There you go. I think it's too expensive.
That was a quote of Big Timmy Son, when he turned 18 and we offered to take him to a strip club. And I said, if you go to a strip club, expect to spend well over $100 between tips and admittance and drinks. And he was high at the time. And his response was, I'd rather spend that much money on a fondue set.
God, do I have a pen on me?
You have a penis on you.
I do not have a pen on me. We need to grab a pen.
Why?
Because
To write down that awesome
fondue
quote.
set.
You actually want to buy a fondue set?
We're going to title the episode.
We're going to title the episode Fondue Set.
Wow. That speaks volumes.
Okay. I also think $250 is a little too expensive for this. I thought $300 when they announced the price at $300 in Japan, and that or what translated into $300 in US. I have no idea what that is in Japanese. What is it? Yen?
Yeah, $250 is about maybe like 300 yen,
Well,
maybe less.
Whatever
Or
it is in
300.
yen
Dang it,
translates into
30,000.
$300 in US.
Wait, $300 that would be
I have no idea what that would be in yen.
like 35,000 yen.
Well, whatever that is in yen, they said $300, and I was like, that's way too fucking expensive. The people that could get that, they could just go buy a PlayStation 3. They could buy a Wii and
They
several
could buy
games.
that. You get a propane generator, put it in a radio flyer wagon, put the PlayStation 3 in it, and get a small flat screen TV and mount it to their wrist, and get like a nice little wrist brace and mount the controller to that, and walk around carrying this whole thing behind them, and they'd look retarded.
I think brand loyalty is not going to save the Nintendo 3DS from this. I think that price point is going to hurt pre-sales.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are going to be like, that's too expensive. I could get a Wii brand new for that with a brand new video game.
Honest question, how many people have you ever seen who own a Virtual Boy?
I've met a couple, but they were few and far between.
I have met one.
I've only ever seen one at a Sears.
I met one, and it was actually an apartment with 5 people living there. So that's technically 1/5 of... And I only knew one of them, so it was like 1/5 of a Virtual Boy that I've ever seen.
I can't believe it was a system.
I know.
I thought it was just like one of those things that like you see at an arcade or you see at a store, and I was like, oh, look here, like they made games for that thing.
I do love watching Keith Apicary walk around with one strapped to his head, though. That's funny.
I would love to find an.
Are
some
they
kind
even
of
worth buying as collectibles now?
They do have the what was the Wario World game for Virtual Boy?
They had a Wario game where there was like a platform.
It was actually supposed to be like really good. Except, as the nerd said, it's an awesome game, except for one fact: it's for Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
I would play it.
Nintendo's. That is Nintendo's biggest mistake, or lending their license to Philips is Nintendo's biggest mistake because
PlayStation. No, it's the latter.
Philips,
That was a DTD move.
Giving their license to Philips resulted in 3 horrendously bad Zelda games.
Oh,
Wand of Gamelon,
my boy,
Faces of Evil,
Squadala.
and I can't remember the name of the third one.
What would YouTube be without those games?
I don't know. One
It'd
of
be a bunch of political discourse.
One of them was a top-down game where you played as Zelda.
That was your mom.
One of them you played as Zelda, Finding Link.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever thought that was a good idea?
I don't know. They made Mario's Missing. That game was kind of...
Yeah, and Mario is missing. You got to play as Luigi, and
yeah, that's fine. He deserves a game. You know, he's always.
What about that Mario: The Inside Story? Wow.
Where you play
What
as
a
Bowser?
Are you talking about the one where you go
half of
inside
it-
Bowser?
Yeah, Bowser eats like Mario and Luigi, and half of it is Bowser playing, and the other half is Mario and Luigi
So it's
inside
kinda like
Bowser.
Play on words, like inside
Yeah,
story.
that's kind of
Yeah, I heard that was actually a decent game, though.
if not a little fetishistic, but
Yeah, a little
okay.
fetishistic, yes, but I
Is
heard
that
it was
even a
actually
word?
fun.
Fetish.
I-
Stick.
fetistic.
I don't know. But I heard that
Weird.
game was actually decent. Okay, if you buy Portal on the PlayStation 3, you
Okay,
will
this
get
is
the
a new
You'll get
topic.
tasty pudding.
you will get the PC version of it for free. The PlayStation 3 version will have cross-platform chat with the PC version. And it will also be able to play games with people who play it on the PC, which ultimately means the best version of this game will be on PC or PlayStation 3. If you get the Xbox 360, you don't get the PC version of it. You do not get the cross-platform play and chat with the other console or whatever, the other platform. And I'm looking forward to Portal 2. I wish they would give us Half-Life 2 Episode 3 before they give us Portal 2, but I know that's not going to happen.
I like Portal better anyway. Although, actually, as far as first-person shooters go, I do really enjoy Half-Life.
You never finished it.
I've played about 3 hours of Half-Life anything over the course of my life, but for the little bit that I was exposed to it, I enjoyed it.
I was kind of surprised that you enjoyed it, honestly.
Well, I mean, the mechanics are decent. It's old school enough that I can kind of get into it.
Have you played Portal D-Pad?
Yeah, I played through Portal.
You looking forward to Portal 2?
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, that's one of the...
I don't know really what else they could do with Portal. I mean, it's a
That's
puzzle
one of the
game,
dozen-
you know, so I guess they could make more complex
you seen-
puzzles.
Have you seen the... they have 4 colors of portals now, and...
No. Oh.
Yeah!
Oh, how do you keep your track of everything?
Because you have
Orange,
2
blue,
people playing
gray,
at the
and
same
taupe.
time.
And what was the last one?
Taupe.
But
as in
it's
Topaz?
Something like that.
it's because you have two people playing at the same time. You get co-op Portal.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cooperatal.
And then there's
Portal.
there's something to do with
Cooperatal.
throwing callers through portals, and I don't remember what it was. But
You
they
can
got
shoot a portal through a portal?
Yeah, I always wish that you
That's
could
like-
do that.
Art.
yeah you can't. I don't know. Could you shoot a portal through a portal?
No,
in
you
the original
couldn't do
Portal?
that, and that always bugged me.
In
You could peek your head through it just enough that your gun is sticking out the other end, but you can't actually shoot. Because if you hit where a portal is, it'll just replace the portal.
Speaking of shooting a portal through a portal, have you ever played Darksiders Wrath of War?
No, I watched you play it though.
It's very, very much like God of War
Yeah.
and Zelda had a
Right,
fucked up
it's
Whipper
like-
baby.
Right, it's like puzzles, God of War with puzzles.
Yeah, good puzzles.
Right.
It's not as good as God of War. It's not as good as Zelda, but it does everything pretty damn well still. And at the end, you get basically a portal gun, and some of the puzzles do involve shooting portals through portals.
Nice.
It's a cool little game.
Camera
I
inside of the camera
really
inside of the
enjoyed it.
camera.
Was it a little game? Is it a
Well,
one?
I say
sit-
little game, but it's like 20 hours.
Right.
It's
Because I
like
remember
Zelda
Portal
length.
was like 4 hours of gameplay.
It's like
I mean,
Zelda length,
I gotcha.
and I really
Are we
enjoyed
talking
it.
Ocarina of Time length
And
or Majora's Mask? length?
They actually used the portal gun for a really cool boss fight, like an actual boss fight. Like you have to slash them with. But what it was you had to figure out a way to launch yourself into the air and glide down, so you can attack a giant golem in the head.
Right.
And
So
you had
it's
to
just like fighting Gladys at the end.
It's very different from fighting Gladys, because you actually use your sword and hack and slash him, but you have to use the portal gun to get to his face.
Folks, I got to get to bed, and I gotta go grab my laundry before I get to bed, but let me just say this much in case you guys wrap up before I get back upstairs. Portal 1 is one of the very few, maybe dozen or 2 dozen of the few games that I've ever actually had the pleasure of playing all the way through and enjoyed it enough to beat. Warmly recommended, and anything, any sequel, any spin-off to such a series as good as Portal is greatly warranted. No matter how much it sucks, it should exist. So, we'll find out. I'll be right back.
Adios.
Probably.
Well, I'm going to wind up getting Portal 2, and I'll get it for my PlayStation 3, and then I'll get the PC version of it and be able to play that as well. But
See, I think 2-player co-op, that's cool and all. It's
yeah, that's
cool
what I'm really
having
looking
to
forward
work together to figure out portals and everything, and figure out puzzles and all. Because then, like, it would open up all this room for communication and say, like, okay, well, hey, we got to do this, to see how two minds work together.
Yeah.
But what I want to see is 2-player versus.
I don't know if it would have versus. I do not know.
Yeah,
that.
obviously
That
it
would be
wouldn't,
cool,
because
but
you can't actually
I'm
fight
actually
anything
looking
in
forward
Portal.
to
But if
getting
you
it and
had,
being like, D-pad, get your ass over here. We're playing Portal. It
have to
better
put my
fucking
thinking
have
cap
split
on.
screen. If it does not have split screen, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well-
That's something
Did
I
you
miss.
say it was for? Did you say it was for the 360?
PS3, 360, PC.
Okay.
Gabe Newell, after talking shit about the PlayStation 3 in the past and saying he doesn't want to develop for it, actually showed up on Sony's stage and said, the best version of Portal will be for the PlayStation 3. He said that on stage.
Well, I'm gonna have a PlayStation 3, so and
Well,
you have a PlayStation
yeah.
3, so let's link up.
Yeah, do you have yours online?
Yeah, I got it online. I haven't set up
An account?
a name for it.
Let me know when you do. I'm going to try to get the internet working again here. Because I don't know what the fuck happened to the internet, but the wireless, it's not sending a wireless signal for the
Right.
wireless internet, so I can't get my PlayStation Portable online, or my PlayStation 3 online, which is a large part of the reason why I've been playing my PSP so much lately, and Crisis Core on it. And that's it. I'm really enjoying that game, by the way.
Crisis Core.
Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. You play as Zack. It's got an action battle system instead of a turn-based one, so it's not Gameplay-wise, it's not like Final Fantasy VII. But, yeah, we'll wrap it up here pretty quick. But other than that, you get...
I am 8 to 16 months old. Ooh, yum. Brightly colored, candy looking. I think I'll cram it down my esophagus. Proceed.
Is this something Sebastian did?
That's something David
it's David
Spade
Spade.
said.
Close.
Oh.
They kind of look similar.
What was I saying?
Sebastian looks like a young David Spade.
Yeah. You were talking about Crisis Core.
Oh, yeah. It's got an action battle system, so you, like, hack and slash your way through the battles, which is...
Can you still level up?
Yes, you still level up. But it all depends upon this really weird thing called the digital mind wave. And I was like, fucking digital mind waves. How does that work? Fucking magnets and shit.
How do they work?
Yeah, how do they work? That's what I was referencing. Fucking magnet man.
How does he work?
Yeah, how does he work? I texted you that earlier this week.
Yeah, I got that.
He's a stockbroker.
Alright, is that our last topic?
Yes, that's our last topic.
Yeah, you gotta...
So you guys want to sign off for this week?
Yeah, I would like to stick around a little bit longer, but alas, I have to depart for the week.
Yeah. So tell the people goodbye.
Bye, folks. We will see you on the following Sunday.
So tell the people goodbye, D-Pad.
Take it easy, USA, and
The world.
other parts of Europe, various
Xenophobe.
parts that listen to us.
Also, only people in the United States and Europe can listen to us.
Hey, we're going global here, man. We're on the World Wide Web.
Fuck them Canadian fucks. They can't listen to us.
Oh, and fuck those Amish guys for not listening to us.
Ooh,
And all
Yeah,
the
them
deaf
and their-
people out there who listen to us.
yeah, what up with that?
Yeah, what up with that?
We don't like our deaf
Monocle
crowd,
wearing
our deaf fan
mofos.
base.
Yeah, the deaf people are a bunch of monocle wearing mofo. Okay, we gotta go. Anyway, this is...
What? We can make fun of deaf people all we want.
Yeah, because they can't hear
What
us.
are they gonna do? Listen?
Reminds me of an episode of My Name is Earl where they were robbing a deaf person and Grandy just leans the ladder to climb up through her window against the window and then starts climbing it and it crashes
Yeah.
through the window and
Yeah.
breaks it. And then the other guy kicks in the door like, I love deaf people! And they're in her bedroom and
Right.
of course she can't hear
Right.
her.
That's horrible.
It was great, though. Anyway, yeah, this has been another edition of Press the Action Button podcast on digital-delirium.com. I am your host, Joystick, and we will talk to you guys next week.